someone has no feeling in their feet, it's called peripheral neuropathy, they should never put those feet into hot water. And yet often people with peripheral neuropathy or no feeling in their feet, it's a common side effect of chemotherapy, and also often happens with when people have diabetes, the circulation to their feet gets quite bad. But it also can happen from years and years of just having cold feet. Don't let them be cold. And you can't put cold feet into a bucket of hot water. But what you can do, you can use a cayenne pepper compress. So what I've done here is I've got cling wrap folded over a few times, and I've just dotted. You don't pour the oil on, otherwise you'll have dripping oil all through the bed. That's no fun. I've just dotted it. And I've used castor oil, but you could use coconut oil, you could use olive oil, and all it is you're using the oil to hold the cayenne pepper. If I didn't put that oil there, the cayenne pepper would just fall off the cloth. So you can see that the cayenne pepper is being held by the oil, and now the person puts their foot straight onto that, and they can just put a sock on. They leave it on all night. This is my travelling pack. I take cayenne pepper everywhere with me. Cayenne pepper is a remarkable herb. Cayenne pepper is not chili. Chili comes from the chili family, and cayenne pepper comes from the capsicum family. Chili is an irritant to the lining of the gastrointestinal tract. Black pepper is an irritant to the lining of the gastrointestinal tract, but cayenne pepper will heal a stomach ulcer. Cayenne pepper moves blood. It's one of the best circulatory stimulants there is. It's not a nervous system stimulant like your caffeines or your tobacco. It's a blood stimulant. And when you consider that the life of the flesh is in the blood, cayenne pepper is a wonderful healer. And you can put cayenne pepper with any other herb and it'll intensify its action. So let's begin by looking at how you can use cayenne pepper internally. By the way, how would you take it? Well, a medicinal dose may be 1/4 teaspoon in a little bit of water and throw it down. Won't it burn? Well, I prefer to call it tingle. It might feel like it's burning, but it will never burn. I have a book at home by Jethro Kloss called Back to Eden. He devotes half a page to every herb except for cayenne pepper. 10 pages he devotes to cayenne pepper. It's a remarkable herb, and I think I mentioned this the other night. You can get an ebook. It's called Curing with Cayenne by Sam Beiser, and you can download that book. The whole book is on cayenne pepper. It's a remarkable herb. So let's have a look at internally. Internally, it'll heal a stomach ulcer, because what the cayenne does, it causes a constriction of any open blood vessels. So just for a moment, let's look at externally. If you have a cut, you pour cayenne pepper into it and it'll stop the bleeding. Now, we had a Fijian doctor come over and work with me for a couple of weeks. She wanted to look at what we did. Do you know she works in Suva now, and her name is the nutrition. Cayenne pepper is incredible. If you're bleeding anywhere in your body and you take cayenne pepper, it'll seal the bleeding. But if you want those capillaries to open so the blood runs freer through it and becomes nice and thin, the cayenne pepper does that too. So it's like the cayenne pepper comes in and says, what would you like me to do? Open those arteries. Sure. There's a bit of bleeding there. Can you seal it? Sure. That's why I love what the Bible says. God gave herbs for the service of man. Whereas drugs, they're like robots. These robots, I've got a job to do and I will do it whether you need it or not. You can take a bucket load of cayenne pepper a day, although I don't know anyone who does, and you will never bruise when you hit your arm. You will never have blood coming out of your nose. It's almost as if the herbs have an intelligence. In fact, medicine calls it synergism. It works with the needs of the human body. If someone had an underactive thyroid gland, they could make a cayenne pepper compress and apply it to the thyroid. You'd do it about that size, so half the size that I have done. So I talked about this in one of my lectures at Misty Mountain, and that evening a lady with an underactive thyroid gland said to the staff, "Can I have one of those?" So the staff said yes. They didn't say anything to me about it. The next morning the lady said to me, "I've got good news and bad news." She said, "The bad news is I didn't sleep all night, and the good news is it worked." Because your thyroid controls metabolism, so it woke up the thyroid. So if you have an underactive thyroid, do that in the morning. You might do it for a couple of hours, you might do it 3 times a week. And if you've got an overactive thyroid, you can ice it. That'll slow anything down. 7 seconds on, 7 seconds off, 7 seconds on, 7 seconds off, until the area is numb. That will slow down the thyroid. And if you have growths on the thyroid, then the castor oil. But remember, it's not going to take it away overnight. Consistency is the key. Cayenne pepper is a remarkable herb. It's a blood stimulant. Leviticus 17:11 states that the life of the flesh is in the blood. So anything that moves blood is going to be helpful. It does 3 main things internally in the blood. It thins the blood, it strengthens the arterial walls, and it opens the capillaries. So let me tell you about an experience I had a few years ago. It was one of our retreats. I got the call, lady'd had a heart attack. I was only 3 minutes away, that's why you have to be fit. I ran down. It was a cooking class with about 16 people, and she was lying on the floor. She was 80, and I said to my offsider, "Cayenne pepper, quickly." We got the cayenne pepper. Now, there was a guy holding a pulse, and he said the pulse is almost gone. She was just white. So I don't know how much I got. You're just in a hurry. So I think I got about half a teaspoon, put it straight in her mouth. She was half conscious, gave her a little bit of water to drink. The guy holding the pulse yelled out, "The pulse is strong." This would have been 2 minutes. And all the blood came back to her face. She sat up and said, "What happened?" So we sold out of cayenne pepper that program. What did the cayenne pepper do? It thinned the blood, it opened the capillaries and got a dramatic delivery of blood through the whole body. Remember, 1 minute for 1 drop of blood to go around your whole body. You can also use cayenne pepper to wake up areas of the body that may be sleeping. Now, we have had a few people come to our program who've got peripheral neuropathy. That means they've lost the feeling in their feet. And this is one of the side effects of chemotherapy. So we've had a few people come who have lost the feeling in their feet. And it can also be used when people get commonly cold feet. You must never allow your feet to get cold, because perfect health requires perfect circulation, and perfect circulation means that your feet are the same as the rest of your body, the same temperature. I used to get cold feet a lot till I started exercising. You see, exercise is the best cure for poor circulation, especially that interval training. But we have had many people come with cold feet. We've had a few people come with peripheral neuropathy. They've lost the feelings in their extremities. Now, if someone's lost the feelings in their extremities, you can never do hot and cold foot treatments on them. You put cold feet into really hot water, you can damage the tissues. So you have to be very cautious with that. But you can put a cayenne pepper compress on the bottom of the feet. Now, what I usually do, now you see what I've done here. I've got a piece of Glad wrap and I've got kitchen paper that's been folded over. I'm going to put a light sprinkle of oil on that, and then I'm going to sprinkle about half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper on that. And what the person does, they put their foot straight on the cayenne pepper, wrap the Glad wrap round, put it in a sock and keep it on all night. And by morning, their feet are warm, and their feet stay warm. I had one man who'd lost all feeling in his feet, and on the second night, he got pins and needles in his feet. What's pins and needles? That's the first sign that life's coming back in the feet. You see, it's very, very gentle. So usually I put olive oil, and I haven't got olive oil, so I'm just going to do a little bit of castor oil here. So just a little smear of olive oil or castor oil, just enough to so that the cayenne pepper will stick. And now I just spread that over so it's spread out. And I have put a little bit too much on there, but that will be just enough for the other foot. So I'm just going to put another one on so that to mop it up, because it's, oh yes, so I've easily got enough for 2 feet here, and most of us have got 2 feet, yes. And now I'm going to sprinkle the cayenne pepper on. So the oil is just so that the cayenne pepper sticks to it, because if you didn't put the oil on, of course the cayenne pepper would just all fall off. Now this is about how much I put on. So you see that? And then the foot goes on that. It will not burn the foot. If I put that on my foot, and we're not going to do it in this weather, because we're warm enough anyway, but if I put that on my foot, by about 4 in the morning, I'm waking up wanting to take them off. My feet are getting so hot. But if someone has cold feet, by morning their feet are just getting warm. If someone has no feeling in their feet, sometimes it will take 2 nights before it will come. Now, if you put it on your feet every night, you're going to want to sit with your feet in ice water all day long, because your feet will get too hot. So what I usually suggest, if someone has cold feet, do it about every 3 nights until their feet stay warm. And if someone has no feeling in their feet, even then I would probably only do it every 2 nights. And of course you wait for your result. You would stop if the person has full feeling in their feet and their feet feel like they're on fire the whole time, then you would stop. So you watch the body's response. But it's very, very safe. That's very, very safe compress. And it can bring feeling into feet that nothing else will do. Remember what cayenne pepper does? What I like to do is I like to understand what the actives are in the herb, and then you know to apply it. And its number one most important active is it moves blood. So it's going to pull blood to the area when you've got that on the bottom of the feet. So when you take it off in the morning, you just wipe it with a wet washer, dry it, and put your shoes and socks on. Now, very important to keep your feet warm. We're coming into winter. Don't let your feet get cold, because cold feet drives cool blood back to the extremities, which can be very bad for the health of your internal organs. You can also wake up a thyroid gland. So underactive thyroid gland, you see, underactive thyroid gland, you can put a cayenne pepper poultice on that, or compress. And what you would do is you would just do one about this size, because your thyroid gland is about there. And then you would put it on for a few hours. Now, we had a lady who was so excited about this because she had an underactive thyroid. She was on medication. Today, she is on no medication. It took a bit of work, but eventually she got off her medication. And that's quite a surprise to most people, because most people think if they're on the thyroid medication, they're on it for the rest of their life. Her doctor took her off because all her levels became normal because of everything else she was doing. So she put it on and went to bed, and she didn't sleep all night, because that woke her thyroid gland up so much she became active all night. So, message from this is, don't put it on before you go to bed. So after that, we started putting it on just in the morning while I was doing the lecture while she was with us. And she said that after about half an hour, it got really, really hot, and then it would settle down a little bit. So can you see what's happening? Is blood is being drawn into that thyroid gland to wake it up. Remember what blood is? It's the life of the flesh. If someone's got an overactive thyroid gland, students, what would you put on the thyroid gland to slow it down? Ice. That's so simple, isn't it? It's so simple. But one thing that really can help the thyroid gland to control or balance out is high intensity exercise. High intensity exercise wakes up that thyroid gland.